Hey, Shalom Israel, you live with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Priest and Captain Soccer will hold down the class live from Memphis, Tennessee. Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, we have classes here in Memphis from 6 to 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. All you brothers and sisters tuning in, if you have family, loved ones, people you care about in the Memphis, Tennessee, and surrounding areas, get them in contact with the ISUPK. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians descend from the greatest people that ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. And in the year 2023, there's nothing more important than for God's chosen people to learn the truth of who we are, where we come from, and what our purpose is on the earth. So what I'd like to do with these classes is give brothers and sisters an opportunity to go into this book called the Bible, to gain the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that the Most High has placed therein in order for us to come back to being the people that he called us to be, so that we could reclaim our righteous place on the earth as kings and princes, priests, princesses, and daughters of Zion. With that being said, I'd like to start the class off with questions. If there's any brothers or sisters in the classroom that have questions, all you gotta do is raise your hand. If there's any brothers or sisters online that have questions, all you have to do is type your questions in. And if we don't have any questions, we're going to go into tonight's topic, which is not everyone is a victim. All right. The topic of tonight's class is not everyone is a victim. Um, I wanted to do this breakdown tonight because we are living in a time of a lot of there's a lot of false victimization that's being promoted in the media and promoted throughout the society. And I think it's important for us as men and women who are striving to grow closer to the Most High, striving to be the most perfect versions of ourselves possible, that you understand the difference between someone who is a victim and someone who needs to take accountability. All right. There's a difference between someone who is a victim and someone who must take accountability. Um, Ever since the so-called Me Too movement got started, we've seen a lot of men who were sexual deviants, who were well, sexual deviance really sums it up. But there are a lot of men who, for a lot of years, wielded power and authority over women to do unimaginably horrible, evil, damaging things to them. And during that Me Too movement, it began to come out where some of these women got the courage and got the strength to be able to speak up for themselves and to talk about some of the things that they suffered, some of the things that they endured, and were able to receive some modicum of justice from the judicial system and from the court of public opinion. And we are a few years removed from the whole Me Too movement, and there's still constantly every other day people coming forward with reports and with claims and with charges of suffering for one reason or another. And with all of these, it's healthy that we're living in a time where people who felt like they have been done wrong are being able to be given the permission to speak, um, given permission to be able to speak up about the things that they've suffered and some of the traumatic experiences that they've had. But there's a fine line between someone being a victim and someone putting themselves in a situation where what happened to them was the expected outcome. I think it's important for us to be able to know the difference between someone who has been done wrong and they are a victim and someone who has been done wrong and it's like, well, what did you expect was going to happen? People who put themselves in positions to be taken advantage of, to be abused, to be misused or mistreated, you have to take some responsibility for yourself for having put yourself in that position. And I think we're living in a time where there's so much focus on the wrong that has been done, so much focus on the perpetrator of certain crimes, of certain ills and certain wrongs, that we don't take time to address the accountability that the person who found themselves in that situation has to take on in order for them to be able to heal and to be able to get the closure that they need. And so that's what we want to talk about tonight. Sister Aisha Kapatazai has a question online. She says, Salakia, sir, may I have scriptures on what garments are supposed to look like? Okay, scriptures on what garments are supposed to look like. Let me get hold on. Okay, give me Ezekiel 28. All right. All right, this is Exodus chapter 28. All right. It's Exodus chapter 28. We're going to go to start at verse 1. I might not read all this down, Kapatazah, but this is a good chapter. Exodus, the 28th chapter, gives you a good description of what a garment should look like. All right. Let me see something. Exodus 28th chapter. Hold on. Exodus 39 is another chapter. Exodus 28, Exodus 39. Uh-huh. Bear with me. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. And Leviticus, we're just gonna stay with those two, sis. Exodus, hold on. Let me get where I was at again. Hold on. Exodus 28 and Exodus 39. I'm gonna read some of this for you, Kapatas. I'll give you a little bit of breakdown on what it's describing so you can get a visual of it, all right? So again, the sister's question was, can she get some scriptures on what garments are supposed to look like? I told her to go to Exodus 28 and Exodus 39. I'm gonna read maybe the first 10 verses, all right, so that you can get a visual of what the garment looks like, okay? So this is Exodus chapter 28, verse 1. It says, And take thou unto thee Aaron thy brother and his sons with him from among the children of Israel, that he may minister unto me in the priest office, even Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar, Aaron's sons. All right. Verse 3, and thou shalt speak unto all that are wise hearted, whom I have filled with the spirit of wisdom, that they may make Aaron's garments to consecrate him, that he may minister unto me in the priest office. And there are the gar and Salaki. Shalakia, y'all. It's real cold in here. That's why I keep yawning. I ain't tired. It's just cold. Exodus 28 and 4. And these are the garments which they shall make: a breastplate, and an ephod, and a robe, and a broidered coat, a mitre, and a girdle. And they shall make holy garments for Aaron thy brother and his sons, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. All right. Now, just to give you a breakdown of what this is describing, the breastplate is like something that you strap over your garment that you have on, right? So, in essence, the garments that was to be made for the priests were four-piece garments. The top layer is the breastplate. That's the last thing you put on is the breastplate. The breastplate would be like a vest, almost like a vest, or like a how you see brothers today with them tactical gear, that little pouch that goes across the front of them with straps on the side and it's straps on the back. That's a breastplate. All right, it was literally a breastplate, flat plate, and it was going to describe what's on it, but it hung over the front and it's strapped on the back and strapped over the shoulders. All right, so that's the top layer. Underneath that, you would have an ephod. What is an ephod? An ephod is like a vest. It's like the third layer, outer layer of the garment that goes, on before the breastplate comes down. You don't want the breastplate directly on, your garment. So you got the thing that comes down that the breastplate rests on. If you ever seen one of Captain Tazaryak's garments, the ephod would be the plain vest that he would put on underneath the breastplate. Or if you ever seen one of General Haas's old garments, one of them three-piece ones, he would have like some pants and a long sleeve shirt to match. Then he would have a base layer of a like a vest that comes over the top. Then he would have a third layer that comes over top of that. They got the design and everything on it. That would be the breastplate. The design part is the breastplate. The blank canvas part, that's the vest. That's the ephod. Um, then the robe would be the long sleeves shirt he got on underneath, and then the embroidered coat would be the jacket that he got on. So it's a three-layer garment. It's a breastplate on top. So this is how you would get dressed in one of these garments. You would first get dressed in the robe. The robe would go on first. The robe is like the base layer of your garment, right? It's the bottom layer of everything you're putting on. So you got a robe on. A robe covers your legs, covers your top. Don't think a robe like a bathrobe, but think a robe like your underclothes. All right. A robe could be a robe with pants and a shirt, or it could be a robe that just wraps around and covers your whole body up. But this was a robe that he was dressed in. Bear with me 1 second, y'all. Hey, Shalom, Lord Christ. Let me give you a call out the class. You hear me? Salakia. All right, so there's a base layer. That's the robe. The robe today could be pants and a shirt that match. It could be a onesie, which is, brothers ain't really wearing onesies today, or it could be just underneath your clothes. You got on pants and a shirt. The embroidered coat would be the robe would be what you put on underneath everything, right? So you got the robe that goes on first. Then you got the thing that you put on over top of your base layer of clothes, which would be the ephod. The ephod would be, like I said, a blank vest, or let me take one of my garments for example. Boom, I'm gonna pull up a garment for y'all so y'all can see what I'm describing. All right, so y'all can see exactly what it is that I'm talking about. Okay, let me see something. I'm gonna pull up one of my garments that I wore to the last feast day. Okay, so I'm going to ISUPK Memphis page. I'm gonna pull up pictures from the last feast day, and I'm gonna show y'all exactly what one of these garments look like. Okay, all right, so boom. See something? Uh, Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. Hold on. Okay. This ain't really a good. This ain't a good picture. Hold on. Trying to find a good picture for y'all to show you what a. Hold on. This is on hashtag. Okay. Passover. See what I find. Bear with me. Bear with me. Hold on. Facebook is not giving me all the goddamn videos from this search. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. Again, I'm trying to pull up a picture of a. Trying to find a picture of a garment the way that's being described here in what's the name? All right, so bear with me. I'm trying to find it now. Hold on. I'm gonna get to all right. Okay, boom. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Come on, bro. Okay, this is a video. Let me see if I can get a clear image. Okay, all right. This might be good. I should be able to find these pictures on my page, then, man. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. All right, photos. Bear with me. All right, here we go. I'm finding the pictures now, y'all. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna pull them up for y'all to be able to see exactly what I'm talking about when I say uh, when the scriptures give you all of the different details about these garments. All right, just bear with me. Bear with me. Okay, photos. Why is Facebook only giving me? This shit's crazy. Okay, hold on. Bear with me. Okay. All right. All right. All right. This is a good one. It's a good one here. We're gonna use priest and officer Tazadakia for the example here. All right. Give you an example of what the Bible is describing with these this garment. Okay. Okay. This is a good example of a priest garment. Okay. All right. I gotta screen share this for y'all so everybody can see what I'm talking about. So again, this is an example of a priest garment uh, that is being described here in Exodus, the 28th chapter. All right. So y'all see here on the screen. Hold on, let me see it. I'm gonna make sure y'all see it now. Hold on. Let me add him in here. Okay, boom. Everybody sees priest and officer Tazadaki on the screen right now, right? So as I describe the different parts of the garment, I'm gonna point with the arrow on the screen, all right? So again, Exodus chapter 28, verse 4 says, "And these are the garments which they shall make. A breastplate, which would be this part here. So if you see this garment that Tazadaki has on, the very top layer is the breastplate. This little piece here, all this here and here is the breastplate. All right. That's that very last little layer that goes on. Underneath of it, if you can see here on the sides and down here in the background, there's another base layer. So you see here on the garment, there's 3 layers to this garment. There's this front part, which is the breastplate, where all the design is, right? Then underneath of it, you see there's fringes down here at the bottom, down at the bottom. Then there's another layer that's here, boom, here, boom. That would be the ephod. The ephod would be what the breastplate lays on top of, okay? The embroidered robe would be the undergarments or the pants. You see the pants with the fringes? That's part of the embroidered robe. You see the black long sleeve shirt underneath? That would be part of the embroidered robe, all right? Then the jacket would be what would go over top of all of this. He would put Tazadaki, I believe, at the Passover, had a big flowing jacket on, a red jacket that flowed over top of all of this. This is a badass garment. You salute to Tazadaki. This is a hell of a garment. You understand? He got all the different parts on there. The priest was the way that was instructed for a priest to have a garment. He also has on the wrist greaves, which is what do they call them in the scriptures? They call them like war bands or armbands. You understand? He got the armbands on there. Then he has the mitre on his head. On his head is the last part of the garment, which is the mitre. So this is what a priest's garment looked like. Then the Bible going to give you more details of the instructions that were given for the garments that were made for Aaron and his sons. All right, let's go ahead and keep reading. I'm going to read verse 8 again. Exodus 28:4. And these are the garments which they shall make: a breastplate, and an ephod, and a robe, and a broidered coat, a mitre, and a girdle. The mitre is the headpiece. The girdle is the belt that goes on over top of the ephod and the breastplate to hold it all together. Everybody understands? And they shall make holy garments for Aaron thy brother and his sons, that he may minister unto me in the priest's office. Keep reading. And they shall take gold and blue and purple and scarlet and fine linen. And they shall make the ephod of gold, of blue, and of purple, of scarlet, and fine twined linen with cunning work. It shall have the 2 shoulder pieces thereof joined at the 2 edges thereof, and so it shall be joined together. So again, the 2 shoulder pieces joined together at the edges is talking about the way the garments that we have today are made. Most of those garments, there's the seam is at the top on the shoulder part, right? And it comes together, meaning it coming down the front side, coming down the back side, is joined together at the shoulder. Everybody understands? So these were garments that went over the head. It's joined together at the shoulder. Your head goes through the middle. Now you got a front and you got a back. Everybody understands? Verse 8. And the curious girdle of the ephod, which is upon it, shall be of the same, according to the work thereof, even of gold, of blue, and purple, and scarlet, and fine twined linen. And thou shalt take 2 onyx stones and grave on them the name of the children of Israel. 6 of their names on one stone, and the other 6 of the rest on the other stone, according to their birth. With the work of an engraver in stone, like the engravings of a signet, thou shalt engrave the 2 stones with the names of the children of Israel. Thou shalt make them to be set in ouches of gold. So this is so fire. On the breastplate, they got the names of the 12 tribes carved in, right? And it's carved into the onyx stone. And then in the carving, they filled it in with gold. So on onyx, right, they engraved the names, then filled where the names were engraved, filled it in with gold. So the names was in gold, but it looked like it was embedded in the gold, looked like it's embedded into the onyx stone, right? Verse 12. And thou shalt put the 2 stones upon the shoulders of the ephod for stones of memorial unto the children of Israel. And Aaron shall bear their names before the Lord upon the 2 shoulders for memorial. So there would be 1 shoulder with a stone that got Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Judah, Benjamin. Where's up here? Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim on 1 stone. On the other stone, he had the names Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Naphtali, Asher, Issachar engraved on the other stone, so that Aaron was carrying the children of Israel on his shoulders. How fly this is. He carrying Israel on his shoulders. Verse 13, and thou shalt make ouches of gold, and 2 chains of pure gold at the ends of wreathen work shalt thou make them, and fasten the wreathen chains to the ouches. So it would be a notch of gold, side where the names is at, a notch of gold, right? Then the chain from the notch of gold, a chain from each notch of gold. So a chain of gold here, a chain of gold there, and then it's a notch of gold, and a chain linking them together. So it's a chain linking the 2 shoulder pieces together, coming across the front of the ephod. Let me see something. And thou shalt make the breastplate of judgment with cunning work. After the work of the ephod, thou shalt make it of gold, of blue, and of purple, and of scarlet, and of fine twined linen. Thou shalt make it 4 square. It shall be being doubled. A span shall be the length thereof, and a span shall be the breadth thereof. And thou shalt set it in settings of stones, even 4 rows of stones. So now on the breastplate, it gave you a certain length it's going to be. Then on the breastplate, 4 rows of stones. The first row shall be sardius, topaz, carbuncle. This is the first row. The second row shall be emerald, sapphire, diamond. The third row, a ligure, an agate, and an amethyst. The fourth row, beryl, and onyx, and a jasper. And they shall be set in gold in their enclosing. So you're going to carve out notches for these stones. Fill it in with gold. Then put the stones in the gold in the notches on the breastplate, right? And the stones shall be with the names of the children of Israel, 12 according to their names, like the engravings of a signet. Everyone with his tribe shall they be, according to the 12 tribes. And thou shalt make upon the breastplate chains at the end of wreathen work of pure gold. And thou shalt make upon the breastplate 2 rings of gold, and shall put the 2 rings on the 2 ends of the breastplate. So it's going to be a ring on each side of the breastplate, that wreathen chain of gold connecting the 2 rings together on the breastplate. And now this is verse 24. And thou shalt put the 2 wreathen chains of gold in the 2 rings which are on the breastplate. And the other 2 ends of the 2 wreathen chains thou shalt fasten to the 2 ouches, and put them on the shoulder pieces of the ephod before it. Okay, so boom. Hold up. The 2 shoulder pieces are not connected to each other. The 2 shoulder pieces have notches of gold and chains. Those chains are linked to the breastplate. So now you got on one shoulder a notch of gold linking to the ring on the breastplate. On the other one, a notch of gold with a chain linking to the breastplate. So it's on the shoulder pad of the ephod. It's connected by a golden chain to the breastplate. Then the 2 sides of the breastplate are connected by golden rings as well. So there's rings from the shoulder to the breastplate, and wings from damn, my bad. And there's let me do this like this. Salakia. On the breastplate, there's so on the shoulders, there's a notch of gold with a gold chain connected to the breastplate. Then on both sides. So from the shoulder to the breastplate, there's chains connecting them. Then from the breastplate, there's a ring here. The 2 rings are connected with gold coming across the front and connecting to one another. Everybody understands? This is Exodus 28 and 26. And thou shalt make 2 rings of gold, and shalt put them upon the 2 ends of the breastplate in the border thereof, which is in the side of the ephod inward. And 2 other rings of gold shalt thou make, and shalt put them on the 2 sides of the ephod underneath toward the fore part thereof, over against the other coupling thereof, above the curious girdle of the ephod. So again, all right, so boom. You got the shoulder pieces, right? 2 notches of gold in the shoulder pieces to connect the ephod to the breastplate. Then there's another set of rings at the bottom of the breastplate to connect to the bottom of the ephod. So the same way today brothers wear their garments and put a belt on to hold them up, this garment was held up by the chains connecting the shoulder piece, connecting the ephod to the breastplate in the front and at the bottom. So it was doubly girded. Not only was there a belt across the middle, but there's chains of gold going from the ephod, which is like that vest bottom layer, up to the front of the breastplate. This is a badass garment. If I could, what we're describing is a badass garment with jewelry and engravings and names, and it's amazing. Everybody understands. This is verse 29. I mean verse 28. And they shall bind the breastplate by the rings thereof unto the rings of the ephod with a lace of blue, that it may be above the curious girdle of the ephod, and that the breastplate be not loosed from the ephod. So again, this was to tie the ephod down to the breastplate and have that shit linked and tight and gloriously amazing looking. Everybody understands. Verse 29, and Aaron shall bear the names of the children of Israel in the breastplate of judgment upon his heart when he goes into the holy place for a memorial before the Lord continually. And thou shalt put in the breastplate of judgment the Urim and the Thummim, and they shall be upon Aaron's heart. What is the Urim and the Thummim? That's the symbol of Levi, which is those dice. We call them dice today. In ancient times, in our culture, they was called the Urim and the Thummim, and that is what the Lord gave to Levi, to the priests, to help them to make judgments, make different decisions and calls based on how the Lord had the Urim and the Thummim to lay out. That determined what the judge or what the judgment or what the charge was in different situations. Everybody understands. So for all the Levites, that Urim and that Thummim was embroidered or carved into that breastplate. Everybody understands. Verse 31, and thou shalt make the robe of the ephod all of blue, and there shall be a hole in the top of it in the midst thereof. It shall have a binding of woven work round about the whole of it, as it were the whole of a habergeon or habergon, that it be not rent. So again, the hole where the head would go in, that would need to be woven around with some type of fine blue linen so that it wouldn't tear, so that it wouldn't mess up. So again, the robe is that base layer that goes over top of the body, that goes over top of the undergarments. Everybody understands. That robe is what comes over the top to make sure that the garment lays on top of the robe. Just like how Tazadaq you get, there's a base layer that the ephod and the breastplate is laying on top of. That base layer is the robe. Everybody understands. Again, if you ever seen one of Commander General Yohana's garments, or if you ever seen a General Mahyman or General Mayak garment, their garments are all made in this style. You know what I'm saying? It's a 3-layer garment. There's the robe, which is the base layer. A lot of those garments that come down to the foot, the base layer is the part that comes all the way down to the foot. The ephod is the layer that comes over top of that. Usually it's plain, may have fringes on the sides coming down. And then there's the breastplate, which is the design part that goes over the top. That's most traditionally garments in the UPK, they're 3-layered garments, just like the one you see in the picture with Tazadakia. That's how they're made. They're made after what the description the Lord gave here in the Bible. Everybody understands. Keep reading. And beneath upon the hem of it, thou shalt make pomegranates of blue and of purple and of scarlet round about the hem thereof, and bells of gold between them round about. A golden bell and a pomegranate, a golden bell and a pomegranate upon the hem of the robe round about. Everybody understands. And it shall be upon Aaron to minister, and his sound shall be heard when he goeth unto the holy place before the Lord, and when he cometh out, that he die not. So the bells was included on the garment, woven into the hem of the garment. So as Aaron walked, you heard clang, 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 clang. Aaron moving through doing the service of the Lord, and all you hear is the bell as he walking through the spot with the damn pomegranates and the bells and the freshness and the flyness and the chains and the stones and Israel on the shoulders. This is a badass garment. And it just gives you a little bit of an insight into the spirit of the Lord on how, man, he made Israel to be so fresh and so fly. Like, he gave us flavor, man. Gave us a culture that's just, this is cool as hell. These brothers was cool as hell. You understand? I ain't gonna lie. Put bells on my garment. I want bells on my garment. I ain't gonna lie. This is fly as hell. I ain't read this in a while, to get this understanding like this, but this is a badass garment. You understand? This is a badass garment. Hey, Shalom, Tabawan. You know what I'm saying? Tabawan, no, brother makes some bad garments as well. Sister had a question about the garments that was the instructions the Lord gave on how to make garments, Tabawan. We read in Exodus 28 about the garments the Lord described to be made for Aaron and the priests. It's a badass garment. The nigga had. So I'm explaining, Tabawan, that the three layers of the garment, right? There's an embroidered robe, which is the base layer that you wear. You see the base layer that goes on the bottom. Then there's an ephod, which is that vest type covering that goes on. You know what I'm saying? That's usually blank, got some design on around the outside, got the, fringes and stuff on it. Then there's the breastplate that goes over the top. You know what I'm saying? I use the example of the picture the brother got right here with how he got the robe would be like the pants he got on and the shirt, you know what I'm saying? But most garments in UPK, that base layer is a flat piece that goes on, come down to the feet. The ephod would be a little bit shorter, it's more like a vest type layer that comes over the top. And then the breastplate would be the part that got all of the design on it that goes on last. Then there's a girdle that goes on. But I'm describing this garment. Aaron was fly as hell. The Lord said, take 2 stones. On one stone, put 6 tribes, embroider them, and put it in gold. The other one, take 6 tribes, embroider their names, put it in gold. Then make notches of gold. And then on the breastplate, put rings on the breastplate of gold and have a chain connect the shoulder piece to the breastplate on the top. Then take gold rings on the bottom of the breastplate connected to the ephod on the bottom with gold chains. Then take the robe, make it all blue, and embroider it. Then at the hem of it, at the bottom of it, put pomegranates and bells with the fringes so that as Aaron walking and doing the service of the Lord, you hear him moving throughout the spot. That's a hell of a garment. You understand? Exodus 28 and 36. And thou shalt make a plate of pure gold, engrave upon it like the engravings of a signet, holiness to the Lord. And thou shalt put it on a blue lace that it may be upon the mitre. Upon the forefront of the mitre it shall be. Again, you see brothers with these like this headpiece here. See a lot of brothers be making them headbands with the jewelry on the front. That's what Aaron had. Aaron had a headpiece that went around the mitre, and on the front of it, there was it was pure gold that said holiness of the Lord in pure gold on the front of the headpiece that went around the mitre he had on his head. It was fly as hell. Kapatazada pomegranate. Okay, there's been some debate about what the pomegranate is. All right. For now, I'm gonna say the fruit, right? The actual fruit. There's a lot of what's the word I want to use? There's some speculation that when the Bible talks about the pomegranate, there's a lot of brothers that try to say that it's the visual of the inside of the pomegranate. All right, there's a lot of cats that try to. Again, it's just speculation. This ain't nothing that's been ever taught in the UPK, but there's a lot of cats that try to say that the pomegranate there is the shield of David. You understand? It's the Dawadah. If you cut open a pomegranate and look at it on the inside, the pomegranate looks like the shield. So there's fake Israelites out there that try to say that it's talking about a shield. I've always been taught it's the pomegranate. You understand? The actual fruit. Now, how they depicted the actual pomegranate, that we don't. I don't know if there's any historical artifacts that can show you, right? But a lot of there's fake Israelites try to say that it's talking about the shield of David there. All right. Either way, however the pomegranates was depicted, there was pomegranates of blue and purple and scarlet round about the hem, and bells of gold between all the pomegranates. So whether it's the shield or the actual fruit, it's a fly as hell, whatever's on this garment. You understand? Today, of course, I want the shield of David on mine. I don't want a pomegranate. You understand? I want to put the Dawadas on there. all around and gold bells in between them. That's insane. Everybody understands. Let me keep reading. Verse 37. And thou shalt put it on a blue lace, that it may be upon the mitre, upon the forefront of the mitre it shall be. And it shall be upon Aaron's forehead, that Aaron may bear the iniquity of the holy things which the children of Israel shall hallow in all their holy gifts. And it shall be always upon his forehead, that they may be accepted before the Lord. And thou shalt embroider the coat of fine linen, and thou shalt make the mitre of fine linen, and thou shalt make the girdle of needlework. And for Aaron's sons thou shalt make them coats, and thou shalt make them girdles, and bonnets shalt thou make for them for glory and for beauty. Again, bonnets is talking about the headpieces, all right? Just like this headpiece I got on here. Again, you hear in this scripture, there's three different types of headpieces being described. There's a mitre, right? Then there's the blue lace that goes upon the mitre that has the gold engraving on it that says holiness to the Lord. Then there's bonnets that's being made for the other brothers. Aaron's the only one that got this special linen joint over top of his mitre. That's for the high priest. Then the other brothers, the bonnets is talking about these type of headpieces, these war scarfs we call them today. Everybody understand? Verse 41, and thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother and his sons with him, and shall anoint them and consecrate them and sanctify them, that they may minister unto me in the priest's office. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness from the loins, even unto the thighs shall they reach. Again, the linen breeches is talking about the pants that's covering their legs. Everybody understands? So it's not like they got these garments on and nothing underneath. Don't think this was never no Irish kilt type of situation. These brothers had pants on underneath these garments. That's why I said today the robes would be what we call undergarments. It would be a lot of brothers, the base layer of their garment is their pants and their jacket. The pants and that long sleeve shirt, that's the robe today for a lot of brothers. Brothers that don't have those full three-piece garments, you understand? The robe is part of the pants, and the shirt is part of their garments. That would be the robe. It goes underneath everything else that goes on top. But for brothers who only had the robe that went over their head, came down to their feet, underneath of it, they had on breeches. So it wasn't like you just seen their nakedness under their garment. Everybody understands. And verse 43, and they shall be upon Aaron and upon his sons, and when they come in unto the tabernacle of the congregation, or when they come near unto the altar to minister in the holy place, that they bear not iniquity and die, it shall be a statute forever unto him and his seed after him. Everybody understands? That was a good, very, very good question, Kapatazar, for me to get that whole breakdown out. So that's what the breakdown on the priest's garment was, with the instructions that were given to Moses for Aaron and his brothers. Everybody understands? Let me see something. Yeah, Exodus 39 is a repeat of the same breakdown. It's different instructions, all right? That was given later on, that was given to Aaron, all right? Hold on. Yeah, Exodus 39 and 40 is going into and when Moses actually completed the work and saw it all being done. All right. Anybody have any questions? 'Cause I got about another 10 minutes of class, and I don't want to go. I'm not going to be able to go into the "Not Everyone Is a Victim" breakdown. All right. I'm actually going to change the title of tonight's class. I'm going to change it to um, uh, understanding a priestly garment, a breakdown. I'm about to change the name of it now. All right, it's how to make a priestly garment, and we're gonna save what I had For today. We're gonna say that for tomorrow or maybe next week, depending on what General Muhammad is teaching. All right. She's on. Salaki about that, y'all. Okay, boom. Since we're on the topic, are women required to have fringes and ribbons on dresses? Okay, Con, bear with me. Give me 1 second. I can break that down for y'all. I change this caption right quick, even though it's been there for the rest of the class. I'm gonna change it right now. To make pixely comment. All right. Okay. So the sister said, could you do a breakdown for sisters on sisters apparel? All right, bear with me 1 second. Let me see what I can get for y'all on the sisters. All right. Um, let me see something. All right, hold on. Hold on. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Bear with me. Bear with me. Hold on. Hold on. Bear with me, y'all. Hold up. I'm reading. Give me 1 second. All right, that's not it. Hold up. Let me. Hold up. Hold up. Bear with me, y'all. Um, this is difficult, y'all. Finding a woman's garment. Mm, I know scriptures in the New Testament, but I'm looking for something in the Old Testament. Um, the one I know of for a fact is in uh the one I know for a fact describes women. Um, It's in the New Testament. I know ones that say what a woman shouldn't wear in the Old Testament talks about the apparel of a harlot. You understand? Um, but I can't find nothing that talks about how the women are clothed. Um, hmm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, hold on. Mm. All right. Man, I can't find those scriptures that describe a woman's dress or a woman's garment. Um, could not find one. Um, let's see. I know Proverbs 31 talks about a woman being clothed, but it ain't talking about necessarily. I'm gonna give you a couple of scriptures. We got to piece this together. All right, this breakdown on women's clothing out of the Old Testament. I'm gonna piece together Isaiah 50. I'm gonna piece them together now. All right, this is how we're gonna do the women's garment. All right, a women's garment. We're gonna first go to Proverbs 31. Right, Proverbs 31. Oh, God, come on, man. Proverbs 31. Okay. Now let's get Proverbs chapter 31, verse 21. Proverbs 31:21. All right. Proverbs 31:21 says, she is not afraid of the snow for her household, for all her household are clothed with scarlet. All right. She maketh herself coverings of tapestry. Her clothing is silk and purple. Everybody understands. This is a woman who's not her family is dressed appropriately. They comfortable. When she dressed her family, make sure everybody got clothes. They not cold in the wintertime because they are dressed the way they supposed to be dressed. Everybody understands. Let me give you some more. Hold on. Exodus 28 and 39. Then we got Proverbs 21 and 20. Proverbs 31, 21, and 22. All right, now let's go to oh come on. All right, we're gonna go to Psalms next. Just gotta find where in the Psalms we're going. Okay, hold on. Let's get Proverbs chapter 7, verse 10. All right. This nasty hoe. This is Proverbs 31 and 10. This is letting you know that there are some women who aren't dressed appropriately, aren't dressed the way ladies are supposed to dress. Everybody understands. Proverbs 7 and 10 says, and behold, there met him a woman with the attire of a harlot. and subtle of heart. Everybody understands. We do know that even back in this time, there were women who had on the attire of a harlot. Some women that dressed like hoes. How did hoes dress back in the day? I would venture to say hoes dress the same way hoes dress today. Hoes have always been promoting and selling the same thing. So the same way they show off what they selling today, they showed off what they were selling back then. There's absolutely such thing as the attire of a harlot. Everybody understands? Let me leave that alone. Mm, bear with me. All right, let's see. Let's get Proverbs chapter 6, verse 25. Hmm. Proverbs chapter 6, verse 25. It says, Proverbs 6 and 25 says, lust not after her beauty in thine heart, neither let her take thee with her eyelids. Don't let her take you with her eyelids. What is that saying about the eye? The eye. What is it saying to brothers? What does a woman have in her eyelids that would have a man taken by her? It's two things. It's the way she look with them eyes. Some women got this little thing they think they doing with their eyes, and they kind of squinch their eyes up and look at you like, oh, I know what that's what the Lord is talking about here. Don't be taken in her eyelids. Some women got them big lashes in their eyes to bring attention to their eyelids. Some women got a lot of makeup on their eyes to bring attention to their eyelids. The Lord is saying that the wisdom of a man to his son is saying, hey man, don't lust after that hoe because she's fine. And don't let her take you with them eyelids. Don't get caught up in looking in them eyes and get taken. There's a lot of reasons a man to get taken by those eyelids today. It's the way she looking at you. It's all that makeup she got on. It's all those them big giant eyelashes. Some of y'all like them big gigantic eyelashes. Look like butterflies on the caterpillars on the whole face. I don't know about that, but the Bible is warning you against that. Everybody understands. So a woman with two, you know what I'm saying? Now, again, it ain't illegal. It ain't against the law. It ain't sinful. But a man can be taken by it. Everybody understands. Let me see something. Mm-hmm. Homeless woman. I don't even get that. Let me see. Hmm. Uh. Again, these are scriptures on the dressing, the attire of a woman, how a woman should dress. All right. Um. What's the one I'm looking for? New Testament. Uh. Hold on. Okay. All right. This is First Timothy chapter 2, verse 9. All right. Proverbs chapter 2, verse 9 says, in like manner also that women adorn themselves in modest apparel, with shamefacedness and sobriety, not with broided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. Everybody understands. The being in modest apparel back then is the same as being in modest apparel today. Cover yourself up. Don't wear things that are going to just draw attention to you because of your shape or because of your beauty. Wear something that is modest. Wear something that is appropriate for you to wear. And again, the definitions of that goes back to culture. When you have a culture of righteousness and a culture of women being shamefaced and a culture of not seeking attention, it's very easy to understand what is modest and what is not. Women today know exactly what it is to be modest, and they don't want to be, because that doesn't get you attention. That doesn't get you hollered at. That doesn't get the niggas flocking. So they wear what is shameful. They wear what exposes them. They wear what puts them on display. Everybody understands. When you understand this culture that the Lord gave us, it's very easy to know what is modest apparel. It's very easy to know what it means to be shamefaced. To be shamefaced means you're shy, or you don't do anything that would make you feel ashamed, or make you feel like, oh, they all looking at me. They all trying to talk to me. And there are women who know that there are certain ways you can dress to where you don't have to feel that way. Then there's other women who want to feel all the attention, want all the men's eyes on them, everybody hollering at them, because they don't have any shame. They are above being embarrassed. They are above being feeling icky for someone gawking at them. They want to be gawked at. They want men to drool and to make noises when they walk down the street, and to try to come and talk to them, because that is the culture that they are from. But it's not the Lord's culture. And it's easy to understand what these things are when you apply it to the within the context of a culture that is righteous. Everybody understands. And sobriety. Sobriety is not just not drinking, but not acting like a drunk person, not acting like somebody who don't give a damn and don't care. And I don't give a fuck. That's someone who's not sober. A woman who talks like that, she's not sober. That's not a woman who's clear-minded. She's high on something, high on pride, high on attention from men, high on thinking that she's above correction. That is a woman that is not sober. Everybody understands. Not with braided hair or gold or pearls or costly array. What is braided hair? What is broided hair? Let's get the definition of broided for a second, all right? Get the definition of broided hair. Broided. Yeah, broided hair is like embroidered. Let me see something. The meaning is like a transitive for embroid to embroid. All right. So let me see something. To embroider is to ornament with needlework, to form with needlework, or to elaborate on or embellish. Everybody understands. To provide embellishments. So embroidered hair would be like those long weaves today. That 24-inch that girls like to get, or that 36-inch. That would be embroidered hair. Hair that is, all of the different colors that girls get. They want to get the pink and the red and the blue and the stand out. All of that stuff that brings attention. You understand? With gold and pearls and costly array. All of that designer clothes and them fancy, red bottom shoes and the pants that's too tight and the shirt that's too small. All of that, the Lord is saying, don't dress that way. Let the women not present themselves that way. Let them present themselves shamefaced. Everybody understands. Also, there's another one that we have. Hold on. Get Deuteronomy 22 and 5. Deuteronomy 22 and 5. All right, Deuteronomy 22 and 5 says, the woman shall not wear that which pertains unto a man. Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God. A woman shouldn't put on a man's garment. Everybody understands. Men have their garments, women have have theirs. Everybody understand? So, like, to answer Shawabah's question on whether or not a woman needs to have fringes on her dress, let's go back to Deuteronomy 15 and 30. All right, let's do Deuteronomy 15 and 30. Hold on. Okay, hold up. Hmm. Hold on. What am I looking for? I got one more where it pertains to a man. What's man, mine just drew a blank. What's up? Oh, fringes. Damn, tripping. No, Numbers 15 and 38. All right. It's Numbers 15 and 38. All right. It says, speak unto the children of Israel and bid them that they make them fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations, that they put upon the fringe of the border a ribbon of blue. And it shall be upon you for a fringe, that ye may look upon it and remember all the commandments of the Most High and do them, and that ye seek not after your own heart, Salakia, and your own eyes, after what ye use to go a whoring, that ye may remember and to do all my commandments and be holy unto the Lord thy God. So the Lord said the reason why he wanted us to have these fringes on our garments was so that we would remember the law. Salaki, but this extends to women as well. But of course, the same way with men, the garments that the Lord is speaking about are garments that are Israelite garments. You understand? A sister don't have to put fringes on every dress she has or every pair of pants that she has, but on the ones that are her Israelite garments, the ones that are it's appropriate. You understand? If you got workout clothes, you go to work out in. You don't have to put fringes on your workout clothes. You go to a job, a 9 to 5. Every little dress you wear to go to work, you don't have to put a fringes on the borders of every garment you have. But the ones that you have for you to wear to the high holy day, or to wear to Passover, or to wear to the feast days, or to wear to class, you should put fringes on those. Everybody understands? And again, the way that men wear fringes and the way that women wear fringes is different. Women put fringes at the bottom of their skirt, going across the bottom. Or if you want to put fringes on the side of a skirt, coming down the side, you can. You understand? But the way women would rock their fringes is different than how men would rock theirs. But yes, women should wear fringes as well to remember the laws the Most High gave to Israel. Everybody understands? With that, with the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge out of 1 West 125th Street in Harlem, New York. Since 1969, we've been teaching so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians the truth according to the Bible. What is the truth? The truth is that so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians descend from the greatest people that ever walked the face of the earth. The Bible identifies us as the lost 12 tribes of the nation of Israel. The most important thing for us to learn in the year 2023 is the truth of who we are, where we're from, and what our purpose is on this earth. And the only place you're going to be able to find that is in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. With that, brothers and sisters, got family, loved ones, people you care about in the Memphis, Tennessee, and surrounding areas, get them in contact with the school. Classes from 6 to 8 p.m., Tuesday through Thursday. The calling number to the school is 901-249-0085. Again, 901-249-0085. And with that, shalom, Israel.